We start with Adha practice to ground. Become aware of your right big toe. Try to feel it. Become aware of the front of the pelvic floor, back of the pelvic floor, middle of the pelvic floor, upper pelvic middle, navel, heart, throat, back wall of the mouth, root of the tongue, front tip tongue, front tip nose, root of nose, middle of forehead, inner middle skull, crown of skull. Now become aware of your breath. So regular students, Tanu 1 practice. Those who are starting, keep your eyes closed and just start to feel the movement of your breath. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. Don't deliberately control the breath. As the breath flows, you notice them. The inhales and the exhales. So if the mind is a bit restless, you count your breaths. You're noticing the inhale and noticing the exhale, and you understand that the object is the breath, and then there is a subjective consciousness which is being aware of the breath, and then there is also this energy of effort to keep this awareness on the breath. There is a regulatory effort. Notice all of that. Continue noticing the breath, but now spatially become aware of the spot just above the upper lip. So those who are just starting, if you are confused of the spot, you can open eyes. So there is a spot just above the lip, okay, here. You try to hold your attention on this spot and close your eyes and just feel the breath. But you're trying to feel this point, okay? Noticing that spatial point, the breath, the effort to hold attention on that spot, as well as the natural movements of the mind, which tends to think of other things and all that, everything noticed in the field of your awareness. Now let go of the deliberate focusing and simply observe whatever rises, whatever is coming and going in the field of your awareness. Just simply open awareness. It is part of Tanu. Tanu, in a way, is a thinning practice, is a letting go practice. As you sit here, sometimes there will emerge a sense of being, a sense of nature, an all-pervasive consciousness. Chaitanyam Atma is the first verse of the Shiva Sutras, which you will be doing in Kashmir. So, the nature of the self is consciousness. And that might just rise up, as the fifth verse says, Udyamo Bhairava. It just rises sometimes, that recognition. So as you simply sit, you will see that the breath is a perception in the field of your consciousness. So the nature of breath is consciousness. The nature of your identity is a perception in your consciousness. So the nature of identity is also consciousness. And in between all this, for some of us, if you're not restless and opening eyes and looking here and there might emerge a bigger context to our embodiment. Now, Tanu 3. Tanu 3 is deep, even breathing. So just to set the tone, I'll prompt you for a few breaths. So exhale fully and inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Continue. Deep, even breath. And even as you're taking these deep breaths, momentarily pause at the end of the inhale and at the end of the exhale. Just a momentary pause, just like a dot. And then start to really attend to these two dots. So the nature of the self, the Shiva Sutras will later explain that is Visargatma. Visarga means two dots. So the nature of yourself in terms of embodiment is like two dots. There are 2 points to it. One is that subjective point and the other is that objective point. So you are the subjective awareness as the objective, as well as the objective role of life. And these two continuously oscillate. Your awareness continuously oscillates between these two, which becomes the spanda. So now you let go of the deliberate deep breathing, but Now you're just observing the natural breath, and more than the breath, the two dots. The height of the inhale dot, the end of the exhale dot. And through that, starting to sense that visarga nature, the two-dot nature of yourself. And now let go of the deliberate focus on the breath and simply sit in open awareness and start to see these two dots. So one moment you might be the observing self. The next moment you might be caught up in that observed. You might get caught up in some thought, and then next moment you see that and you become part of, again, that seeing consciousness. Next moment you become caught in something seen. So it is oscillation, the two dots. Watch it. As a wave of spanda carries you from one dot to another ceaselessly. Now back to Tanu 1. So again you start to notice the breath. Tanu 1 is just noticing the breath, but by now your attention should be a little bit more peaked. There might be more stability. There's the reference in the sutras towards the end of the first chapter, relating your consciousness to a beautiful lake. So when we do the practices in the, maybe in the lake in Kashmir, it will really make a beautiful sense. But right now, we can still relate to it. Seeing the inhale and exhale as the one wave, just rising and just going down, just rising and going down. Let go of the deliberate focus on the breath and stay with an open awareness. Noticing whatever is rising. Perhaps role-based fixated identities are kind of dissolving now. And that emergence of a sense of self as a non-divisive, non-differentiated, pure mass of light, pure mass of consciousness is sometimes starting to rise. Chaitanyam Atma. Back to fixing that attention on that spot above the upper lip. And starting to observe the breath, but being able to fix the attention on that spot above the upper lip. So Chaitanya Mahatma, referring to the nature of the essence of you is pure consciousness. At the same time, this consciousness, the nature of it is total freedom, swatantriya, to do and know. Nothing can impede whatever it intends to do and know. So you are part of that consciousness, and so right now it's a simple thing. Can we do our attention on that spot above the upper lip for 2 minutes? Can we hold our attention there, and can we know the breath and that spot? Why do we do that? Because we can. And if we find that we can't, then we need to regain that freedom. Maybe the mind is enslaved by restlessness and funny thoughts, and we need to gain that freedom back to connect back to our true nature. Now 1 minute open awareness. So some of us not used to sitting. If you are feeling numb or pain or at the knees, ankles, you may change the crossing of the legs. But don't do it just because you're restless. Do it if there is legitimate pain or numbness. So can we sit for 20 minutes? And if a part of us say that no, we can't, then that's illusory, delusory self-talking. You can definitely sit. Next 2 minutes, the deep, even breathing with that pausing, short pausing at the height of the inhale and depth of the exhale. So at height of the inhale, just stay there for a little while in that internal retention. Just enough for you to feel a kind of energy of that uncoiling of that inhale. It wants to just kind of revert back to now exhale. You'll feel that churning of the energy, which is intending to move into an exhale. Feel that Shakti. And then you allow the exhalation to take place as an unfolding of that energy, as an uncoiling of that energy. At the end of the exhale, stay in that pause for a few moments until you find again a churning of energy to again rise as inhale. And once you feel it, you allow the inhale. It's not about simply holding breath. It's just enough to feel Shakti, to feel that energy. And now let go of the deep breathing and just simply staying again in open awareness. Perhaps feeling ourselves as just an expanded space, as light, Chaitanyam Atma. We'll do one round Jyoti Mudra. So again, those who are not familiar, if you need to open eyes, you can open eyes just to see me. So here you're going to use your thumb to close your ears. You have to use your index fingers to close your outer corners of the eyes. Index fingers, just index finger, to close the outer. This is the outer, yeah? And the middle finger towards the nose, but that's not so important. Just go with the thumb and the index finger for today. And then you'll take a deep inhale and then press the thumb slightly into the ears as well as the index fingers into the outer corners of the eyeballs, pressing it towards the third eye. You'll hold for a comfortable time period and you'll repeat the whole process 3 times. Press here and the thumb inside. So 3 breaths, 3 retentions is when you gently press in and really try to connect to perhaps a luminescence at that third eye space. So after the 3 rounds, just lower the hands and just simply sit for a few moments. Now take a namaste. Once you're done, if you're sitting a bit longer, that's fine. And then take a short shavasana.